Greetings. Welcome to another episode of the Life Force Movement, aka the Life Force Management USA podcast. And this is Tate Finley, and I'm back again. Hopefully, giving you some high quality information that you can use and apply to your life and your overall wellness journey. And as we all are on the path to optimum living. So today we're going to talk about, and one of the things that um, one of the foundational pieces of what I do as a personal coach, health coach, however you want to, whatever you want to call it. But, um, biofeedback, bioenergetic, biomarkers, you hear these terms floating around a lot. Frequency technology, how reliable is it? What is it based on? What's the technology? Does science really support it? Versus getting a panel drawing, and how does that look in your wellness journey? Uh, when it comes to First of all, let me give you a history of what biomarkers is. Biomarkers just a measurable substance and characteristics in the bodies. It gives us indicator. It gives the practitioner, the doctor, the naturopath, the dietitian, whatever, whoever you're working with. It gives them an indicator of specific biological processes and what's going on in your body. So your body emits um, indicators all the time. And what happens is there's ways that you can measure that. So that's what biomarkers are, just literally markers of your biology. If you just break the word down from an etymological standpoint. So just look at it that way. Like, what are biomarkers? Well, it's just markers, indicators of what's going on in your biology. And those things can be measured, and they can be indicators of what's to come, or they can assist with creating a protocol for your life and helping you get to the point to where you have these things in control. And if you can see something coming, it's just like if you're driving down a street or you're on a trip, and you know that now, whether it's the tollway, depending on where you live. I know here in the Dallas Fort Worth area, if I'm on the tollway and I'm leaving Plano, I know if there's a wreck um, downtown or Northwest Highway, and I could take a detour, or I could just wait or whatever. But I know ahead of time there's a possibility of conflict or delay. It's just like that with the biomarkers in your body. It gives us an indicator. Is there? I see something happening. Is it 30 feet away, or is it 10 miles away? And so that's the great thing about getting these assessments and understanding where you are, so you can make an educated decision on which route that you want to go. If you want to go the regular allopathic way, great. If you want to go a more holistic route and really work on, diet, nutrition, mindfulness, and all these other things that assist with that. And I'm not a medical doctor. I'm an educator and a health coach. So please consult your physician if you are experiencing pain or um, any chronic illness or anything like that. Now, so we talked about biomarkers and what is it used for, from diagnosis to monitoring to prognosis to risk assessment, and just doing an overall evaluation of where you are. Now, where does bioscans come into place, and what kind of scans are they, and what is that technology, or biofeedback? What is that technology? What is it based on? So it's based on the same technology as the lie detector test. So the lie detector test, what it does, it's biofeedback basically is you're having a conversation with your body at all times during the day, during your most stressful situations, during your most happiest situations, and your body emits indicators, whether it's muscle tension, the way you deal with stress. You may bite down on something, you may flinch, but these are indicators. And over a period of time, you collect this data, and it helps us understand what the body is saying. So now the lie detector test, and I'll do a part two to this, but the lie detector test, you can have false positives. And if you understand the way that works, and when that's why in lie detector test they will ask a certain questions. Most of the time it's a yes or no uh, answer, right? So you can't be deceptive, right? Because then your body will give off indicators and it will react a certain way. And the science understands that that frequency in which you give off gives indicators, and that's measurable. So just look at it that way. Now the accuracy of a lie detector test has been said to be between 56 and 62, 63%. If that's improved over the years, I haven't came across that information before. It's my understanding. So when you take that and then you combine it with the frequency assessing of it and other things that your body gives off, it helps us get a really good indicator of where you are, because we're not taking blood. And any other practitioner should tell you this. I can't say that anything's 100% accurate because I'm not drawing your blood. And so, if you're using biofeedback, if you're using some kind of biofrequency or anything like that, it's from educational purpose. It gives us indicators, and because sometimes you can take a scan. And what I do with my clients, I do multiple scans per visit. Or if I see you twice a month, I'm gonna do a different scan because I like to compare and make sure that I'm acknowledging and seeing a pattern. And if I see that pattern, then that's what I'm going to address first. So with one of the scans that I use for, initially as an initial consultation with me, you're going to do a transdermal optical imaging scan. It's a facial scan. And so it gives me a quick indicator where you are. And then when we meet in a couple of weeks, we'll do another scan and so on and so forth. So I build my protocol based on for my clients based on that information that I get initially, and then we build from that. But I don't trust, and I don't want to use the word trust, but I acknowledge that initially, when you take that scan, I don't know what your state of mind is. I don't know what kind of day you had leading up to that evening when I asked you to take that scan, or that morning. So it's vital and it's extremely important that you use multiple ways of assessing your clients. At least that's what I do for my clients. So we'll have an indicator that I can measure that, and then I can see the improvements based on that. And so from a from a practitioner standpoint, depending on who you are, who you're working with, that's the best way of going about it, and understanding that this information, this technology, and the reason why this technology is really, really great, because it's quick. People are busy. People want to know what to do, how quick I can do it. If I need supplementation, if I need what foods I need to eat, what indicators are there, and some situations are going to be more chronic. So if your pain threshold is really, really, really high, and you are at a chronic situation, then you want to see your medical practitioner. Other holistic ways um, to get through certain diseases and stuff, yes, but this particular uh, podcast is not about that, and I'll address some of those things at a later time. This is just about what is biomarkers, what are biofeedback, bioenergetic frequency scanning, how does that technology works, and it's really, really great. I'm a big component of that. I've been in tech for a while, so understanding that the body tells on itself. And some of you can tell, and I probably should say this, but you can tell when your children are lying, right? You watch their body language. You can tell when your significant other is lying. You can tell when a coworker is lying after you've been around them for an extended period of time. It's the same thing with the equipment and the devices that are out there now. Science has gotten so sophisticated, and it keeps improving to where we're able to give um, understand where you are and what we need to address pretty quickly. So I hope this answers some questions about what is the technology and what is it based off. And different companies use different technologies. So I have specific companies that I work with that I use their devices and their proprietary software that I'm a big component, and I've seen it work for my clients. But there's other companies out there that have their own. So I think it's great if you're and use both, right? Here at Life Force Management USA, I can have the ability to do the biofeedback and the bioenergetic scans and the frequency scanning, the sound therapy, and all those things that people are really gravitating toward. But if someone just wants a basic food panel, I want to know what food, my food tolerance. I want to know what I'm allergic to, and just kind of take it from there. I could do that as well. And that's the great thing about Life Force Management USA. We want to make sure that we're able to speak to and help all people depending on where they are in their wellness journey. So I hope that gave you some insight. And if we can go deeper into the science, but a lot of times that's that's for the nerds, right? So and I love that stuff, and we can go deep into, because there's medical journals and stuff like that. If someone's interested in that, please email me at Key Wellness, that's QI Wellness at Life Force Management USA, and I can provide some of those things with for you if you just want to do a deeper dive on what the medical industry says and how they look at it, and then what science says, what NASA says when it comes to frequency and infrared and stuff like that. So all this stuff is great. And there's some really good products out there, and there's some really poor products out there, and that's in anything. So just make sure that you're doing your research and doing your due diligence. But if you're looking to get a consultation and kind of understand what that looks like, feel free to reach out to me, and we can do a consultation, and we can do your first wellness scan, and we can create a healthy protocol for you. So as we always say, speak your life, develop your greatness, and protect your peace at all costs. This is Tay Finley again with Life Force Management USA. Hope you have a wonderful day. Until the next time, peace.